How long does it really take to pass the CPHQ exams? Is it 30 days? Is it 60 days? Is it 90 days? Or do you need way longer? Here's what I've seen. Most people rush it and they fail. And some people drag it out and they end up wasting too much time. So the real question is not just how long does it take? The real question is how long should it take if you are doing it the right way? Let me break it down for you. If we haven't met before, my name is Peter. I've spent over 12 years working in healthcare quality, working on HEDIS, working on Medicare Stars, and large-scale quality initiatives. I've worked on programs reviewing 100K plus charts a year, and I've seen how people prepare for the CPHQ exams because I've been in CPHQ cohort groups before. Now, the ones who pass don't just study harder. They study differently. Let me start in a very simple way. So, there is no one timeline for everyone. There is no one timeline for everyone. How long it takes for you to pass this exam depends on your experience, depends on how you study and how consistent you are. Now, instead of, me just saying it depends, I'm going to break things down into real groups so you can see where you fit. Now, if you're new to healthcare quality, you have no background in quality improvement, patient safety, data analytics, leadership, accreditation, right? You have no quality improvement background at all. Your timeline is anywhere between 90 days to 120 days because you're not just studying, you are learning new concepts, you're learning new language, and you're also learning new ways of thinking. Now, a real example here. So you see something like root cause analysis. You don't need to know, the definition of root cause analysis. But for CPHQ, you need to understand when to use it, why it matters, and what to do before and after. That takes time, right? Now, if you've worked in healthcare quality before, let's say you have some years under your belt, you've worked in some quality-driven projects, you have experience in patient safety, you make decisions in healthcare quality, you have, audits experience, your timeline is going to be anywhere between 60 to 90 days. But here's the trap. People in this group often will say, I already know this, but the exams thing's different. I had the same mindset, which did not work for me before. It doesn't just ask what you know. The exams will ask you what you should do next with what you know. And that is where people always get stuck. Now, if you're somebody with deep experience in quality, managing quality programs, leading initiatives, or making decisions, then you might be able to do is take these exams anywhere between 30 to 60 days. But only if you already think in process, structure, and order of action. Even then, you will still need some practice for you to be ready and for you to, pass the exams. Now, let me show you the mistake that slows almost everyone down. A lot of people will say, let me just, study first, then I will do practice questions later. That sounds smart, but it is also wrong. Let me give you an example. I've seen people read the entire, study guide. They took notes on everything and they felt confident. But then when they started taking questions, suddenly the answers look very similar. They are confused and they second guessed everything. Now, they start thinking, maybe I need to study more, I need to study harder. But that is not the problem. Here's the real issue. You have trained your brain to recognize information, but the exams requires you to make decision with information that you have trained your brain with. In simple terms, reading is equal to I have seen this before. The exams is what should I do next with what I've seen before. For instance, let's say you are reviewing a measure, or you own a measure such as high blood pressure, and you notice missing documentation in the charts of patients or members, or inconsistent reading. Now, the question is going to ask you, what do you do first in such situation? If you've only been reading, you will hesitate. But if you've practiced early, you think, let me understand the root cause before acting. That is the difference. So you don't need to be ready to practice for CPHQ. You practice to become ready to take the test. Let me be very direct here. I do not recommend studying for more than 90 days in order to take these exams. And there are a couple reasons. Because the longer does not mean better. Someone studies for 4 to 6 months. At first, everything is going very well. They are very focused and they are consistent. Then over time, they start forgetting earlier topics. They jump between subjects. They lose structure. Workload changes. Family responsibility sets in, and now they're stuck in a loop. They end up saying, let me just review this, quickly again. And that turns into rereading, overthinking, delaying the exams, and you're just stuck in a constant loop. Think about it like this. In a quality project, if a team keeps analyzing data, they keep just only reviewing and delaying action, what happens? Nothing will happen, right? Nothing changes. That is the same concept here. Why 90 days, I believe, works very well is a couple reasons. It forces you to stay focused. It's going to force you to stay structured and also keep the momentum going. So here's a simple plan. The first 30 days, you can commit towards learning the core concept. The following 30 days, practice and apply. And in the last 30 days, refine and then test your readiness. That is enough, my friend. That is really enough. So the longer you study without direction, the harder the exams will feel for you. So when people ask me, how long should I study? The real answer is, this is what I like to say, long enough to understand and short enough to stay sharp. Now, for most people, 60 to 90 days is the sweet spot. Now, and if you're planning to take the exams in the next 90 days, I want to help you. I want to help you do it the right way. So I'm opening up a limited access. There's a limited spot for 10 to 15 individuals who want to take the CPHQ exams. I'm giving them access to my CPHQ Prep System for free. And this is for people who are serious about taking this exam. You will get a clear roadmap, what to focus on first, how to approach questions, and how to build your confidence. So what I need from you, and this is what I need from you, your honest feedback, your experience using the product, and also providing a rating. The link is going to be in the description to this video, and if you want the free access, use the discount code. Now, once the spots are filled, I'm going to close out the window, and if you need access, you would need to pay the $97. Now, if you're serious about taking these exams, comment 90 days in the comment section so I know that you are actually ready to do this the right way. I will see you in the next one.